freaky, scary, debilitating, strange, odd thoughts that come out of left field. You have no idea where they come from. And more importantly, you have no idea why. Logically, they cause so much anxiety, so much panic. I know exactly how you feel. It's unbelievably disheartening, and it's unbelievably heartbreaking, and it just can ruin everything if you let it. I'm going to talk to you today about that and how you can overcome the anxiety caused by these unreal, strange thoughts. Come on back. Has this ever happened to you? You'd be kind of watching maybe a movie, or you're just, daydreaming, or just maybe you're in the car or at work or at school or just with your kids playing. And then all of a sudden this thought knifes into your consciousness, seemingly out of nowhere. I mean, the strangest, most bizarre thoughts I'm talking. Thoughts that you're losing your mind, thoughts that you're going to harm somebody else when you know deep in your heart that you're one of the nicest, sweetest human beings around. Thoughts that you might be, a different sexual orientation. Bizarre, odd thoughts that go against the grain of who you are truly and who you have been truly at your core for your entire life. If you've had those kind of thoughts and you have no idea why they're causing so much anxiety, and they're perpetuating themselves and constantly invading your days and nights, invading your time with your family, time with your friends, your vacation time, invading your ability to work, to be productive, this is the video for you. When I first started having panic attacks as a young man, my anxiety came in the form of, I thought I was being short of breath. My mind was racing a million miles a minute. I was sweating profusely. I thought I was having a heart attack. I felt like my soul was leaving my body. And this thing right here, these thoughts that you have in that state, can absolutely be detrimental and can absolutely derail your entire life. I mean, they really can. I was going to say your entire day, but it can really derail your entire life. The way that I have learned to overcome these types of anxietal thoughts, I'm here to tell you something, folks. You're in luck. I'm here to tell you something, folks, that what is absolutely tantamount true is that you are bigger than thoughts. What is the most freeing, the most liberating thing that I can tell you is that the mind will play tricks on you. That the monkey mind, the psychological mind, is not who you truly are. And that thoughts cannot overcome you. Thoughts cannot have power over you if you don't give them consent first. This is huge. This is everything. And this is what I want to share in this video. Anxiety, thoughts, good times, bad times, time itself, age, years, months, weeks, everything, your parents, the universe, everything comes and goes. You have to understand that if you want to overcome these crazy, strange, bizarre thoughts and never feel anxiety from them again, you have to understand the basic fundamental that you are not your thoughts. Do not identify with your thinking. That thoughts come and go. You have an average of 50,000 thoughts per day. And most of them are just daydream, nonsensical, non sequitur, crazy, phantasmagoric thoughts that have nothing to do with your life, have nothing to do with who you are, have nothing to do with anything, really. They really just come out of the blue. The anxiety comes when you attach your attention to that thought and you get entangled into the kind of narrative that thought is trying to tell you. I want to talk about the power of detachment, the power of observing from that place inside you, which is the real you, that place inside you which cannot be affected by time, cannot be affected by age, cannot be affected by logic, cannot be affected by thoughts, anxiety, good times, bad times, money, no money, success, failure, can't be bothered by any of those quote unquote worldly things. And it's a feeling. It's not something you can see. It's not something you can taste. It's not something that's an object or practical or tangible. It's something that you feel it. You feel it. This is called presence. This is called being. And I don't even want to say those words because I know those words, oh my God, presence, being. Your mind can go off on a million different, it can become so overwhelming, and they're charged with heavy connotations, charged with a lot of heaviness, right? Being, presence, and mindfulness, and these kinds of things. I'm not going to ask you to do anything. I'm not going to ask you to believe in anything. I'm not going to ask you to try, put in effort. I'm only going to ask you to look and look for yourself. I'm only going to ask you to observe and observe for yourself. Take a moment. Practice this. Practice when those thoughts come, those strange, bizarre, scary thoughts come. Practice just looking at them with neutrality. Looking at them without identifying with them. Just simply allowing them to come. Don't fight them from coming. Don't allow your attention to supercharge it with these questions. Why did I have this thought? What does that mean? What does this say about me? Maybe I'm this. Maybe I'm that. Maybe I'm a killer. Maybe I'm a homosexual. Maybe I'm a deviant. I even had this random, weird, strange thought that, if I tried to meditate or if I tried to practice and just be vigilant in my non-attachment observing and really embodying that pure awareness, pure consciousness, that I was going to become this sort of zombie-like, it's the mind. This is called the mind play. The mind will play so many tricks on you. It's just play from the mind. It's all just trickery, tomfoolery from the mind. I'm not talking about your natural mind, your mind that, where you learn new things and you become a better person, you become a good husband, you remember how to drive, you take a course, in, quantum mechanics. I'm not talking about your natural mind. I'm talking about your psychological mind. That little dude inside your head that we all have, that little guy that lives inside our head who constantly doubts us, who constantly stifles us, who constantly tries to get in our way. That's the dude I'm talking about. This is all play with the mind. Oh my God, if you took all the medications, that didn't work. You saw all the therapists, that didn't work. Here's the monkey mind, right? Now you're going to engage in this sort of strange, mysterious, non-dual looking, and you're going to turn into this zombie. You're going to turn into this mental deviant. It's going to turn you into this, person who's escaping life instead of being a part of the richness and diversity and beauty of life. You're going to be this weird, demonic zombie roaming the streets, not caring about things. I mean, the mind will play such massive tricks on you, y'all. But if you catch the mind in his dance, in his play, in his trickery, if you catch the mind and you watch and you observe without getting entangled in that narrative, just let the thoughts come. Simply let the thoughts come. Don't focus on the thoughts. Focus on being aware. That's it. Just focus on the looking. Don't focus on what the thought means. Oh my God, here comes another thought. Oh my God, no. Just focus on the awareness. Focus on the witnessing. Focus on the non-attached observation. I talk about this stuff on my channel all the time because not only did I personally go through this hell, but there's no way you can run a successful business. There's no way you can run a successful brand. There's no way you can make money doing what you love if you don't have your mind, body, spirit intact. There's just no way. And so that's why I talk about this on my channel all the time. You are greater than your thought. And here's another beautiful thing I'm going to tell you. You don't have to take this dude seriously. You don't have to take these thoughts too seriously, especially these scary, weird, harrowing thoughts. The only power they have over you is the power of your attention. You give them attention, you give them power. You entertain that thought. You start to dive into that rabbit hole. You let that thought, sink its hooks into you. And how you do that is by looking at the thought and then saying, oh my God, this must mean something. Oh my God, what's going on here? This is important. This is significant. That will destroy you. Practice just watching these thoughts. Practice just looking at these thoughts. Don't be a policeman of your mind. Don't be a traffic cop of your mind. Nope, only this guy. Nope, okay, you can come. No, just allow everything to come and everything will naturally go. The only way it stays is if you energize it with your attention, if you give it too much importance, if you give it too much significance. This is your power. That's your power. You don't realize you have the power. The greatest power you have as a human being is what you give attention to. We don't have a lot of control in this thing called life. Things come, things go. COVID comes, COVID goes. Pandemics come, pandemics go. Good times come, good times go. Bad times come, bad times go. Money comes and goes. Success comes and goes. Failure comes and goes. Night and day comes and goes. Everything comes and goes. You can't be something that comes and goes. You are not this ephemeral thing. What is here that is able to witness all of this? What is here before the coming and going and after the coming and going, which can watch with joy, which can watch with curiosity, can allow this dance, this play to happen without taking it all so personally. If you really embody this, if you really embrace this, if you really heed these words, and you actually put this to practice, you will never feel anxiety. You will never feel depression. You will never feel any mental debilitation ever again for the rest of your life. And if you do, it won't be as disastrous. It won't be as calamitous as it was in the past. I promise you this. If you put this in practice, practice looking without attaching meaning. Practice looking without attaching significance. Practice looking without putting so much heaviness and giving it so much worth of your time, energy, and effort. And don't analyze the thoughts. What does this mean? Why did I have this thought? Well, it must mean this. Maybe my mother, maybe my childhood, maybe my friends, maybe my conditioning, maybe the way I was raised. I mean, you jump down that rabbit hole, you're just you're bound for endless frustration. You're bound for endless stress, endless stress. You are bigger than your thoughts. Your thoughts are not you. And I myself have had all of the scariest thoughts you can ever imagine. Cowering in my apartment, 22, 23-year-old, afraid to step foot outside, afraid to do anything because I thought I was a madman. I thought this is what it is. This is what it's like to lose my mind. I'm actually losing my mind. When in fact, I was going through the greatest education of my life. Without that pressure, without that anxiety, without that torturous period of my life, I wouldn't be here right now talking to you about this, hopefully inspiring you and letting you know that this is nothing. This has no power over you unless you let it. The operative verb there is let it. The key word there is let it. You have that power. Practice this. I promise you it'll make all the difference in the world. And actually, this kind of non-dual, non-attachment, just looking. I'm not asking you to believe in anything. I'm not asking you to practice anything. This has nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with changing the way you look at the world or changing who you are. It's just really practical. It's a pragmatist view. Just look. See for yourself. What is here before the coming and going of thoughts? Feel it. What is that thing? What is that feeling of just being, feeling of existence? This is your only purpose as a human being. You don't have to do anything else. And when you just be, literally just, unequivocally just be, and just see how everything plays within this consciousness. Everything plays only because you were here first. You being that spaciousness, that presence. That's the only way anything can come and go, is you have to be there first. If you're not there first, the thought can't come. So you're there before. Everything comes and goes. Think of it like clouds in the sky, right? You look at a sky, and sometimes you'll see a nice fluffy cloud, or sometimes you'll see kind of a strange looking cloud, or a real dispersed cloud, or a weird shaped cloud that looks like an animal. Or sometimes, you'll see storms and really heavy, thick, dark clouds. But they all come and go, and they all can only exist in the sky, and the sky is unfazed. You are the sky, and all the thoughts, feelings, sensations, good times, bad times, those are the clouds that come and go. The storm comes, but the storm goes. The hurricane comes, but the hurricane goes. The fluffy sunny days and sunny clouds come, but they eventually go, but the sky remains. You are the sky, unfazed, unaffected, ever present, ever relaxed, allowing. The sky doesn't stop the storm from coming. The sky doesn't say, no, hurricane. No, I know what you do. You're bad business. No, get out of here. This allowance and this non-interference and this just letting things happen rather than forcing things happen, this is going to save your life. And if you really, really dive deep, head first into this, it will beautifully blossom into every other branch and every other artery of your life. Who are we to judge whether something is good or bad? Who are we to judge whether this is something that we shouldn't be going through or we should be going through? How many times have you gone through something hellacious, and at the time it seemed like, why? Why me? Why am I have such bad luck? Why, God, are you doing this to me? What did I ever do? I've been a good person. Why am I having such bad luck? Only, to see how time passes a little bit, we look back and we see, wow, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. If that didn't happen, I wouldn't have met this person. If that didn't happen, I wouldn't have gone in this direction. And now my life is like this. It's so much better. It's so much more fulfilling. It's so much more purposeful. Who are we to judge whether something is good or bad? Be the sky. Allow it all to come and allow it all to go. It only stays if you give it too much significance. If you energize those thoughts and you focus on those thoughts that come and go with your attention. You energize that thought with your attention. You can have any thought in the world. You can have the scariest, weirdest, and I want to know, leave in the comments, give me some random, crazy, weird thoughts that you've had. Even just today, or even in the last 48 hours or last week. It doesn't have to be something that's stuck in your mind, but just something that be honest. Leave in the comment down below. Man, I had this thought today. For some reason, I was on an elephant and I was driving through Viking land and I was killing all these people. And I ended up, somehow at a Starbucks. We think that our night dreams are the ones that are weird, but sometimes those daydreams will F you up. Ain't no doubt. Sometimes those daydreams are like, what? Where did that come from? Do you feel me? Let me know in the comments if you feel me. Practice this, and I promise you, those scary, harrowing thoughts will have zero power over you. But it takes practice, it takes time, because right now you're in the cyclone right now. You've already given it so much importance, right? You may feel a little bit of, wow, this stuff works, Nez. It's very calming. And then all of a sudden it comes back, and you're like, well, why did it come back? You have to stay vigilant. The mind is a tough son of a bee. The mind is a constant trickster, an eternal prankster. You got to be vigilant. You got to stay focused. Focus on being. Focus on on being that awareness and just looking without associating, looking without analyzing, looking without entangling yourself in that narrative, in that story, in that action or reaction. And I promise you, you're going to be right as rain. I hope you got a ton of value from this video. It really means the world to me that you check this out and be inspired and find a lot of helpful information. If you're interested in more, I've got a huge playlist called Mindset Mastery. I'll leave in the description down below, or just go to my YouTube channel and you'll see the different playlists. I've got a ton of videos, some of these suggested videos too. I got a ton of videos that are on this topic. I talk about mindset and messaging all the time on my channel. Mindset is the epicenter of your success, and then I want you to do what you know you can do. Make money, earn more, grow faster, stress less. That's what this channel is all about. So you may want to consider subscribing. I would love it if you could smash that smash button, aka that like button, and make sure you go check out, I'm going to leave these videos in the right next to me over here. Make sure you go check out these videos, because these videos are hugely valuable and they will help you. So instead of goodbye, I'm going to say I'll see you in the next video. Go check it out. Thank you.